Hello, you speakers. I'm Katza.
I'm George.
And I'm Javier.
Welcome to season number 2 of the You Speak English podcast, guys. How was your holiday? Any New Year's resolutions?
I gotta stop
Oh.
eating. Oh my God! I went to Mexico City. Thanks a lot to all my family that had me there. It's just so much great food, great sights. Totally recommend it.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Well, I'm all set for season number 2, right?
All right,
all
yeah.
full of energy. So, Katza, what about you?
Yeah, I need to hit the gym.
I had
At
to
some point when
hit
COVID,
somebody.
yeah, or hit somebody, but
Or hit
I prefer
some-
hitting the gym.
There
Yeah.
you go. Hit the weights. There you go.
All right. So stay tuned. Today, you're learning essential vocabulary to talk about skills, birth, and upbringing. Welcome to another episode of the You Speak English podcast. Thank you for hitting that play button and subscribing to our podcast channel. Remember, you can download the script for this podcast. The link is in the description box below.
Great. And most common mistakes advanced learners always make, and I get to open this one, guys. One that I've heard is when students are trying to express a conditional. This is a tricky concept because when we're talking about conditionals or things that are not really possible, there's a crazy rule that the verb should be in the subjunctive form. In other words, in the past form. And this is a very difficult concept for students to understand because how could you they think, why am I using the verb in past if the situation is in present? I said, I know. It's just the verb that is in past, but the whole idea is in the present. I say, I don't get it. Why don't you just guys come up with another different verb? I know.
I'm so
Yeah.
confused.
Don't kill me. I didn't make the
Hey,
language. I'm
don't
just
hate
You
the
make the rules.
Don't hit the
Wait, you make
player.
rules.
Hit the game.
Yeah. For instance, if it's something that really complex or most likely never to happen, I say, okay, so if I go to the moon, well, I would not say if I go to the moon, because if I'm using the present form, that means it's something a little bit more realistic and something more possible. So for me, going to the moon is very unrealistic. So I would have to say if I went to the moon,
Mhm.
That's
if I
right.
went to the moon, I would go crazy. But this is a very difficult concept. But why do we use verb in past? Because when we're talking about something that is not so real or not possible, the verb form must be in past.
Yeah.
That's a simple way. Some people call it the subjunctive form of the verb, but it's the verb in past.
In past.
So yeah, when you're talking about if the person, in this case, the subject and the verb has to be in the past form. Okay. For example, if I didn't have a lot of work, which I do, so that's not realistic. So I would say it in that form.
It's not probable, right?
Yeah, it's not a problem. So yeah, that's one, guys.
All right.
All
very
right.
How about you
Well,
here?
in my case, this one throws me off every year when somebody
Oh, yeah.
whenever
You threw
it's
me
my
off right now when I was
it,
looking at your
I was
intervention.
when somebody said, "Hey, is today your birthday, teacher?" And he goes, "Yes," and they say, "Congratulations."
Oh, that's right.
Now the hard part here,
You
guys.
managed to be
Well,
born.
I was like, the thing is that
Oh,
we
probably
normally
was surprised to see you alive or something. You made
you're like,
it.
you didn't die. Cool. Yeah.
You didn't die.
So
Uh-huh.
like we congratulate people when they have accomplished something.
That's right.
If you finish your master's
Kudos to
degree,
you.
if you finished your master's degree, congratulations. If you bought a new house, congratulations.
Right.
If you're gonna have a baby, well, you managed to get somebody pregnant. You're gonna have a baby. Congratulations. But not on a birthday, guys. On a birthday, we say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, because I didn't manage anything. I just didn't die. I don't know if that's a good accomplishment
Well,
at
for
my
somebody,
age.
it could be an accomplishment. You didn't die
Yeah,
this year.
yeah.
Wow, I'm trying really hard not to die.
Especially after COVID. So.
Oh, okay. You got a point there, Kaza. You got me there.
You made it. You're alive.
But I want to go to the hospital. Like, congratulations, you didn't die.
Uh-huh.
You
Imagine
go on-
that. That was so
You're going to
rude.
level 2, COVID 2. Oh no.
All right, all right. My
What about you,
turn.
Katsa?
My turn. This one mainly all intermediate level learners and above tend to make this mistake, and it's the use of infinitives in verb patterns. Now, a verb pattern is when you need to use two verbs together. The
Okay.
rule is you must actually, not need to, you must
Uh-uh.
learn which verbs are followed by verbs with ing ending
Mhm.
and which verbs are followed by an
Ooh.
infinitive too. Now,
Mm.
bear in mind that this is a challenging skill to master. It's not easy, but it's not impossible.
There you go.
It requires time and dedication. I will give you an example. An example of verb pattern is to express likes and dislikes. So this is the basic one, right? It's wrong to say I like dance, right? Instead, I have to say I like to dance or I like dancing.
Mhm.
Now, when you become a really advanced speaker, you must know that sometimes the use of these infinitives can change the meaning of the sentence. So, yeah, it is challenging. So, get to study.
So now, if it to make it feel better, they're not a whole. You mentioned the exceptions, right? They're not a whole lot of them, but if you say we stopped uh, to smoke, that
Mm,
means we were driving and then we decided to stop and smoke. And if
yeah,
you say we stopped smoking, that means we no longer
we
smoke.
quit. Mhm.
Yeah, we quit. So it's tricky. You know, you can't just do
Tricky.
it for everything. You
Yes.
know, there are not a few exceptions there. You can do it. It's not a whole lot. You know, talk to somebody that really knows their grammar. Look it up
Mhm.
yourself. But yes, it is. It is. It requires attention.
It does. It does. All right. Next session.
My favorite section, guys. Cosas en español que no tenemos en inglés. Katza, what do you think?
Oh, pan comido. I had a
Oh,
lot of
that
that
sounds
during the
disgusting.
holiday.
I always wonder, pan comido. That's already eaten bread. Oh God,
Yeah, that's
no.
already in bread.
Oh, why would you
Okay.
say that?
So we use this expression to refer to something being really easy. The equivalent in English is also related to food. Funny, right? In this case, in English we would say it's a piece of cake. So from now on, every time you need to talk about something being really easy, you should say it's a piece of cake, but no pan comido.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, this
piece
is
of
one
cake. Piece of
that
cake.
this one though that always throws me off. Has taken me years to accept it. And when people in Spanish make a mistake, they say, no, miento.
Oh, that's
Like
right.
when you say like, sí, compramos la casa en 2010. No,
No,
miento,
miento.
la compramos en 2011. Why are you lying? Why do you lie to me? But I understand now. It took me years for it to figure out that it's sort of a self-correcting function, you know? Like,
Right.
oh no, so oops, sorry, that's not what I meant.
I
But
take that back.
I take that back. I made a mistake. My
I
bad.
meant.
I meant to
Right.
say, but I would never say like, "Hey, Katsa, you know, I finished the house in 2010." No, I'm lying. No.
I'm tricking you.
Got you there, didn't I? Okay, no, it just sounds awkward. So please, I actually learned this because, like sometime in November, one of my students, you know, upper intermediate said, "No, I lie." And it took me a while, like, why? Oh, okay, I get it. So sometimes, you know, a lot of people want a native speaker that, you know, possibly doesn't speak any Spanish. But this is one of the benefits that all three of us have that since we all know Spanish,
Mhm.
we can pick up on the mistakes and correct them.
Yeah.
But that one threw me off a lot.
All right. George, your
What do you
turn.
think?
So,
Your turn, George.
llamero, llamero.
Yamero.
Ya
What is
mero,
that?
George, ya mero se calla
Yamerito.
también.
Merito. That's a very common Mexican expression, right? Meaning that it's almost done or almost there, right? Uh, Imagine that you're driving, your kids are in the back seat, you're going to the beach, and they're constantly asking you, "Ya
You there
mero?
yet?
Ya mero?" Which in English are we almost there?
Are we
Are we
almost
Are
there?
we
almost
there
there?
yet?
So are we there? Are we there yet? No, and you just, a couple of more minutes, 2 more hours. So yeah, and the equivalent, there are different forms in English that you could say for a llamero, it's almost done, almost there.
Almost
We almost got
finished.
it, almost finished.
There you go.
Basically, all the words that have the almost something.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, to the main topic. So
All right,
today I
guys.
wanted to give our audience some new vocabulary to discuss skills, upbringing, and education. We will discuss we will discuss, sorry, something is going on in my computer and I can't really
Mhm.
look at the rundown.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, again. Okay, so
problem.
to the main topic. Again, to the main
Three, two,
topic.
one.
I wanted to give our audience some new vocabulary to discuss skills, upbringing, and education. We will discuss the matter and we'll mention some keywords or phrases and teach you some ways to talk about these things. If you haven't downloaded the script for this podcast, please hit pause and do it now. It'll help you a lot more to follow what we say. All right,
Right.
George, let's
Yeah,
hit
thank
it.
you, Cass. Yeah, all right. So here are some key phrases or words that will come in handy when you're talking about education and upbringing. Number one is access to education, which means how easy it is to get to school in your town. All right. Number two, career choices of family members. That means sons and daughters following mom and dad's career paths. Okay, my mom is a doctor, so I should be a doctor as well. I should be a doctor as well. Okay. Three, career advice received at school. Okay. Four, personality and the way I feel. Think, behave, and react. Gender. Okay, it's a difficult topic nowadays, but let's stick to being assigned roles according to our communities. Religion or culture, your faith and your moral or spiritual beliefs.
Well, that's pretty good, George. Now,
Right.
how can we use these keywords or phrases in a conversation? Well, here we go with a very interesting set of questions that could totally be answered by using them. Ready, guys?
Okay. Okay.
All right.
George, how might the following factors influence a person's career choice in your country?
Well, I think there are two main factors that can, affect, or influence the career choices. Okay, so number one is access to education. All right, access to education is very important, and also career paths of your parents. Usually these are two main factors, especially in our culture, that influence our career choices.
Right.
Okay, thanks. Gatsa, what are there jobs that are only for women or only for men?
Well, now I think gender is not an issue anymore. In my opinion, anyone can actually develop aptitudes to carry out any job they want.
Okay, thank you.
There are some places in the world that
Uh-huh.
are still attached to the fact that only men can do certain jobs and so women. But in my opinion, it's anyone can do any job.
I agree with you there, totally. George, are there any jobs you would refuse to do, for example, regardless of the pay?
Yeah, even if they pay me millions, I think.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, sure. I wouldn't like to work at a place where they force their religion or political views on me. I would stay away from that. And a little addition to this, I would hate being in a position where my main role is letting people that they lost their jobs. Yeah, I think that's one of the saddest positions anybody can have in any company. Your position where you have to let people know that they just lost their job because they're obsolete or something else.
Yeah, I know, right? Ouch.
Yeah.
So
you
you
wouldn't
would
want you wouldn't
you-
want to be that guy that says you're fired.
you would never
Never.
work. You would never work for a school that made you pray in the morning or something like that.
Oh no.
I would never, and I haven't. Once upon a
Okay.
time, I used to work at an institution where I respect their religious beliefs, but you know what? They were very nice and never forced their religious beliefs on me. They respected that part. So that's why I worked very well with them. I was very happy working with them, and we're in good terms. But no, I would never work in a place where they force their their religious beliefs or political views on me.
All right. Well, bless
Yeah.
you. Well, bless your heart, George.
Yeah. I'd like to add a little bit on that to that question about our personalities and the way we feel, the way we behave and react. And regardless of the pay, I think there are jobs that are totally against what we believe in, against what we are good for, and
Mhm.
obviously our personality. For example, when I was referring to career advice received at school, I remember when I was in high school, my I used to have a law teacher and a psychology teacher. So because of the choices, the career choices that I would be, considering was to study law or to study psychology.
Mhm.
And I remember my law teacher, even though I was very good at law, he said, "Don't do it. You don't have that personality that's required to study law."
Oh,
So
really?
that's actually why I chose to study psychology,
So
because
you're
I
not mean enough, or what is it? You know
uh-huh,
what
I'm not
what
mean
did
enough.
what do you mean by that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm not tough enough, I'm guessing. It's like I have a
Ouch! Ouch!
really soft side, and I'm not sure if he was referring to a gender thing because this was
Uh,
many years ago. But yeah, so career advice given at school,
well,
it can always come in handy, right?
well,
Yeah.
you are a very nice person, Katsa. So I rest my case.
All right. All right, let's wrap things up, guys.
All right. Well,
All
thank you
right.
very much. And I was so happy to be, as I said at the beginning, being here in our season number 2, episode 1. And until next time.
Thank you very much. I'd like to mention, give a thank you to all the people that are listening to us, not only in Mexico, but all along Latin America. We feel so happy that you're listening to us, and we hope that whatever we do can really help you to get to where you want to get in your English language level.
That's right. Okay, this is it for today. Thank you to all of our audience out there. And remember to subscribe to our channel. If you like this podcast, please share it with all your friends. You should also check out our website, or yeah, you should check out our website where you can
Definitely
find
check out.
articles
Please check our
about
website.
yes, articles about English practice and learning. You should also check our YouTube channel where you can get this podcast version in video. Sorry. So you are more than welcome to comment on our videos as well. And remember,
Perfect practice.
Makes perfect.
all right. Thank you so much. It's
Thank you.
great being back.
We're
care.
back by popular demand.
Back. Bye.